Ghosts lurking in the dark, paranormal creatures, or nightmarish encounters. A lot goes on around us, then we are aware of.
Billy, is that you?
Get ready to freak out. As today, we've gathered the most creepy clips on the internet that will shock you. This guy's peaceful sleep was disturbed by knocking sounds, and this long, terrifying figure was standing still to welcome him.
Billy, is that you?
Holding his torch when he went for a closer look. It slapped on his camera and shut it down. Now we can only imagine how an encounter with a creature like this could end. Walking along an abandoned garden, a group of friends saw a shadowy figure with long hair sitting on the bench. Scared that an encounter would be dangerous, they left the place. Of course, some things are better to be left alone. Sitting outside a park, this guy spotted a creepy face behind the trees. Strange features unlike any human. It was staring at him with its haunting, glowing eyes. Perhaps it was a ghost or some evil spirit lurking in the woods. This video was released on the dark web, and it showed a creepy man talking to his doll. Not only was the doll speaking, it was also moving in a terrifying way. After watching this unsettling clip, everyone was spooked out. Maybe the doll was a possessed one, but the truth is still unknown. With a head like deer and legs resembling a spider's tentacled ones, this creature was caught feasting upon something. Thankfully, there was no one around, or they would have become its next bite. In 2020, a strange video was recorded at Kidney Hill Park. It captured an unusual figure hanging above a truck. It moved its long limbs in a disturbing way. Suddenly, the video cut off, and some believe this mysterious entity might have been the reason behind it. In India, a creepy sighting was recorded by locals near a vendor's stall. A figure with eerie features was standing next to the stall. Apparently, it resembled humans, but one look at its rolling eyes and weird mouth will make you think twice. Have a look at what these guys found in the woods in the middle of the night. A massive hole in the ground. As they took a closer look, there were a bunch of candles slid up inside. And if that wasn't enough, there was also a guy sitting there who seemed to be busy performing some kind of ritual. Not wanting to mess with something unknown, they decided to back away. Definitely a smart move. This video from the mortuary showed a terrifying scene that no one had ever expected. A body lying on the stretcher started moving. What? Had the doctors made a mistake? Or could it be someone's restless soul? Nothing is normal about this video. A woman captured a bizarre figure walking in front of her in a very creepy way. And when it turned around, its face looked scary. Perhaps it was someone released from mental asylum after years, or a person possessed by some evil spirit. A group of witches dressed in long black gowns were caught by a drone camera standing on the rooftop. It seemed like they were performing a ritual. Strangely, before the drone could zoom in for a closer look, it suddenly crashed. Guess they didn't like being recorded. Released on the dark web, this clip showed a woman in a terrifying state. Imagine seeing this yourself. Heck no! Some people thought she was possessed, while others believed she was a witch. This black hairy devil with red face and long horns was seen in the backyard of a man living alone. And strangely, the home owner was not seen after that night. Think we can all guess what happened to him? These long pointed hands were hints of the absolute fear coming up, but this guy was not backing down and came across this. A haunting beast. Suddenly the video ended, and now we can only imagine how the encounter would have ended. What would you do if a witch became your guest?
Who are you?
In 2024, a woman in Ohio captured this visitor outside her room's window.
What's wrong with you?
It was talking in a terrifying way and tried to get inside of it, but thank God, the window was closed. This lake in the forest was quite notorious. And this footage is enough to explain the reason. A strange creature was seen rising up from behind a rock. Was it a zombie? A rake? Or maybe some other terrifying creature of end times? Now you might think it's just a statue, but nope! It was actually a mythical goat man sitting in a still position. And think for a moment, what if it woke up and started walking among us? A group of Canadian explorers, while exploring a mental asylum, were welcomed by this horrific creature crawling on all four limbs.
Look.
And after watching this, people speculated it could be a human that took this shape after being locked for a long time. What's your take on this? Let me know in the comments.
Oh shit! Let's go. Looking this way. Where's the other guy?
In an uninhabited region, Indonesian YouTubers found this strange creature. It was Nahuel, a shapeshifter known for shifting shape from animal to human in just a few seconds. Hibernating deep in the cave, this jinn was found in Saudi Arabia.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Sitting eerily still, it just stared at the cameraman. It seemed as if it was manifesting, but got disturbed.
انت بشر زينا. اخوان شايفين وجهه انتو؟
Lying on the road, this black creature was not looking alive. Gradually, it started peeking its head. What it actually was is not confirmed, but I am sure it was not something from this world. In November 2003, a forest ranger had a terrifying encounter with this strange humanoid. It was completely black, except for its pale face and long, pointed fingers. As it made eerie noises and rushed toward the cameraman, the screen started shaking. And what happened to him after this is just a mystery, but I cannot hope for good. In 2020, numerous goblin sightings were reported by locals in a small town of Brazil, and this was one of them captured on camera. This clip was enough to make me spooked out. Back in 2024, this animal was found in a tunnel near Chernobyl, and it seemed like a result of scientists' hidden cross-breeded experiment between a fox and a hawk. Next up, we have this CCTV footage where a bright orb-like object fell from the sky, and within moments, its shape shifted and ran toward the fence on the other side. People speculated it could be a ghost horse, as its shape eerily resembled the animal. As no one knew what it was, the reality could be far more terrifying. A man couldn't believe his eyes when he noticed a shadow outside his window, and in a blink, a bizarre face came out. Is it just me, or does its features actually resemble extraterrestrials? Let me know in the comments. What if aliens and otherworldly creatures are already here and hiding in plain sight? Everyone was asking this question when this clip went viral online. A woman seemed to bend her legs backwards in an odd way, impossible for any human. A reptilian human, or just a glitch in the Matrix? When a clip of these two bright yellow discs went viral online, people were left terrified. As the building had been abandoned for quite some time, people thought it might be a perfect place for extraterrestrial activity. What do you think? This strange humanoid wearing a white dress was captured on a home security camera in India. It appeared to be walking really fast. Then suddenly it started disappearing in the air and turned into a cloud of black smoke. Yeah, definitely not something from this world. This is your warning to never visit the woods alone. A woman was seen being led away by an unknown figure. Going deep in the woods, she vanished along with the figure. Seeing the footage, folks have been speculating that they were aliens and that she might have been abducted. What do you guys think about it? Leaving the body and then moving up from the bed. Was it a soul departing from the world? Whatever it was, this clip has left people terrified of hospitals. Did you catch a shadowy figure? It was roaming around in the hotel, and before anyone could notice, it vanished. But CCTV had not missed it. A ghost, an evil spirit, or something more mysterious. It might look like an ordinary video at first, but wait a few seconds. Did you see the guy just pass through those huge fences? I don't think a human can do this. It was seen in front of an old church, and locals thought it could be a ghost. Or maybe someone with supernatural powers. Okay, now you might be thinking it's just a glitch in the Matrix. But no, it's not. Have a look at it again. A walking shadow of a small girl appeared out of nowhere, and it disappeared as quickly as it was seen. Could it be possible that a spirit had traveled into our world? A strange creature was caught on CCTV. Its head looked like a bird, but its body resembled an animal. In a blink, it ran past the camera and disappeared. Locals thought it might be some kind of hybrid animal, but since it was never spotted again, they didn't think much of it. While driving toward the jungle, a man spotted a shadowy figure walking along the road. As it reached the opposite side, it disappeared into the trees. It looked like the ghost was roaming its territory. After seeing it, the man quickly turned back and left the area. This terrifying creature was caught peeking into the camera set at a remote location, looking like a beast covered in long black hair. No one could identify what it actually was, and I think it's better to leave such creatures alone. In a backyard, homeowners saw a bicycle that was moving on its own. After moving for a while, it fell down. There's no way a cycle could move on its own. So the question was, who was riding it? Perhaps a ghost. What do you guys think about it? Now take a look at this creature found in the forest. Under an abandoned wooden hut, a guy saw a bizarre figure standing still and staring at him with bright orb-like eyes. Although he was sure it was a ghost performing a creepy ritual, skeptics were still doubtful. This video, posted on the internet, featured a person with a face like a wolf and body covered all in hair was behaving wildly. It seemed like it was recorded in a hidden place. Was it a wolfman or some hybrid creature? Tourists unlocked a building that had been sealed for nearly a century. As they stepped inside, they saw a black, ghostly figure. It remained completely still, almost as if it was meditating. But they dared to stay long enough to find out what would happen if it woke up. This footage was recorded by construction workers inside a cave in Saudi Arabia. A black hand emerged from the ground, and as soon as a guy started spraying on it, it hid back. Could it be a beast hibernating underground and now showing up? Crossing the road and smoothly passing through the vehicles, it was a ghost on the road. It made it to the other side without a hitch. I can't help but wonder what the drivers thought when they saw that. In Indonesia, forest explorers heading into dense trees stumbled upon a horrific sight. A figure with a dark face and long hair stood eerily still, and after watching this footage, netizens were convinced it was a mythical creature. Kuntilanak, quite famous in Indonesian folktales. Knowing the fact that exploring abandoned places could become dangerous, ghost hunters still chose that, and then they were welcomed by these jinns. Neither an animal nor a spirit. This time trail camera captured something even more unsettling. A man with large hollow eyes and eerie features appeared. Just as he came into view, the camera started shaking. Was he up to something sinister, or maybe performing a ritual in the dark? If I had seen this, I would have run out before a second look. A nurse was walking through the hospital hallway when she saw a stretcher moving on its own. And what made it even more creepy was a piece of white cloth on it. Now watch and decide what it could be. Hidden behind a cemetery wall, there was a woman crouching down. On top of that, she was acting all weird. She opened her mouth, revealing sharp, jaggy teeth. After watching this footage, many believed she was possessed, but no one knows the truth. This black entity was recorded, jumping up around the roofs and walls like a parkour expert, only to shapeshift into a guy in red and disappear out of sight. I can only think of one thing: a creepy shapeshifter. What do you guys think about it? When a person opened a dark room in his house after months, he came across this. It was a doll lying on the ground. Just he picked up and flashed light on the other side. There was a disturbing figure sitting there in a fixed pose. I just hope after this, he remained safe. Okay, now this CCTV footage will leave you in shock. A guy walking on the road was being chased by someone. Probably a robber. Suddenly, a bizarre spirit-like entity came out of his body and fought back on his behalf. Terrified by what he saw, the other guy ran away without looking back. Did these guys find a real-life mermaid, or is it a serpent? The way it flicked its tongue didn't look normal. Apparently, an Indian girl went missing for almost 3 months, and later she was found in this condition inside a cave. Now we can only imagine what she has gone through during this time. A few months ago, the Empire State's building turned into a mystery. This gigantic black dragon-like creature was seen enfolded around it. People wondered what would happen if it started moving down. This bizarre humanoid, walking in a hunched-over pattern, was captured on a trail camera. Long arms, a small skull, and tail trailing at the back made people think as if the race of reptilian humans is right among us. Have you ever seen an animal sitting like a human? An explorer captured this tiger sitting like a human in the jungle. Video of it quickly went viral on the internet. Some people said it was just a human wearing a costume, while others were convinced as if it was a real deal. Recently, this footage from 1929 was circulating online. It showed a mysterious figure riding a really strange vehicle. Not just riding, it seemed flying on the earth. The face of that entity was not similar to humans. Was it an alien testing out an advanced technology, or something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Something with a bulbous head, creepy face, skinny arms, and long, pointed claws washed ashore. Could it be a mutant creature? Or maybe this anomaly was created by scientists' weird experimentation. A group claimed to have captured the Nahual, a shapeshifter. It was seen in a farmer's field in Mexico, and you know what this shapeshifter can change into any animal form just like this. Have a look at these turtles of unbelievably giant size.
With their nose, what they'll do is they'll put their nose into the water.
And honestly, if I was there, I would never offer them food.
And they'll put their nose into the water to figure out if it's good or not.
And run out. This woman was pretty brave.
Oh man, they're getting me in the corner. They're getting me in the corner.
This strange little creature with a long tail extending from its belly was found on a farm. The footage left people puzzled. Some guessed it was deformed one, while others thought it was an alien. Now you watch and decide for yourself. There is something off about this bat.
Oh my God.
Behaving like an amphibian, this bat was found near a cave. And thankfully, this one and other similar creatures like this are kept away from civilization. Otherwise, they can take over everything around us.
Oh my God.
Everything seemed normal about this worm found in a lab until it started rolling its face. After watching this footage, people kept questioning. Was it just an ordinary worm or some otherworldly creature? This quadruped, a mixture between a cat and some unknown animal, was found walking in a jungle. This is what happened in an Indian playground. No one knows how this swing was moving on its own. But one thing is sure, this was not malfunctioning. And you know, after watching this, these cops suggested people to never come near it. Coming back from the field, a farmer recorded the footage of these terrifying creatures riding ostriches. This stomach-churning video was uploaded by a group of people working in a tunnel.
That is...
Yet no one could identify what this thing is.
I'm gonna show this to everybody.
But this is a hint for you to never explore tunnels, manholes, or caves. Okay, this video might look blurry. But have a look at the clear face of Bigfoot caught walking in dense jungle.
What the fuck is that?
I have no idea what happened to this bike. Out of nowhere, it started moving in circles and even caught fire. No human can do this. Right, people believed. It was a ghost that might have been riding it. Now, what do you think about this one? Sending your kids alone in the woods is not a good idea at all. While playing at the dense side of Brazilian Park, these kids were stalked by a mythological creature Pombero leaping out of woods.
What's that, Dad?
Luckily, they were far enough from it. Otherwise, they would not manage to come back. What is this object on the Earth? It was found nearby these cops in Miami. Could it be an extraterrestrial being that had fallen on Earth? Or maybe it was a creature waking up to the apocalypse? A snake with horns? Is this clip for real? A guy who found it thought he had jumped into a myth, but as this serpent was sitting still at the place, many people questioned the authenticity of the video. An Indian girl possessed by some evil creature ran into the jungle, and 4 months later, her brothers found her in this completely odd condition. During a lockdown, this creature sprawling like a spider was seen out in the town. Yet, no one had witnessed this in real life. But locals thought maybe this was hiding and came out in empty streets. This mysterious creature wiggling its way into a hole was seen at the backside of a hotel. Was it a giant worm or some other creature? If I had seen the first glimpse of this witch, I'd definitely step back. But this brave hiker in Saudi Arabia decided to face it head on. You might be thinking that there is some sinister reason behind this moving brush. Nope. Let me tell you the truth. It was actually an African dancing voodoo, and it came into this state after some magic culturally performed there. In 1995, a hiker went lost in the Puerto Rico jungle, and a few days later, his camera was found with this footage. It was a chupacabra roaming around in the forest, a mythical creature that was heard in folktales only. A woman from Los Angeles sent this footage to 911, claiming she spotted an alien in her backyard. It was a creature that looked like a strange humanoid, with a small head and long arms. It seemed like it had accidentally fallen there after a UFO crash. Apart from creepy creatures, other strange things also lurk around us. Are these alien UFOs or some new military tech? Residents of a small village captured footage of a mythical goat man walking in broad daylight. Seeing this one out was quite unusual, as these creatures are typically spotted in abandoned areas or dens. A year ago, a hiker was lost in an Indian jungle, and recently his camera was found, showing this terrifying footage of werewolves. Could these creatures be the reason why the hiker was never found? A guy received a parcel from an unknown source, and this is what he found inside of it. Later, he shared the video on the internet and suggested people to never accept anything from unknown sources. In 2023, a trail camera captured a velociraptor spitting away through the forest. These animals were believed to exist centuries ago, but this clip left people thinking, what if they make a comeback? Challenging all the beliefs, this man took his luminous form after manifesting for 2 years in a cave. Knowing that this graveyard is popular for ghosts and spirit sightings, 2 adventurous friends decided to visit this place at night, and they found someone wearing a white shroud sitting outside. Now this is a hint for you to never visit graves at night. Open discussion. In this century, scientists' cross-breeding experiments are introducing us to animals that we have never imagined ever in our lives. Just like this. This animal, some sort of a mixture between dog and frog, was found near the tunnel in a remote area. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.